back in limbo. Bad day for a hangover.
Okay, folks. On to the next chapter, or the next mission. Let's hit the shop in this casual run of the definitive edition of Devil May Cry. So what do we want? A ton on that, just to make stuff better and to give us extra stuff. A ton on that. A ton on that. None really on that. Let's go Rebellion. That's going to really pump up our drive ability, which is going to come in handy. Right. There's no real logic to what I'm buying, guys. I'm just kind of winging it. Let's begin. So, Virility. This is a weird section. Follow the girl and have the expositional dump and do very little gameplay-wise. Strange choice, if you ask me. Especially considering it's not the most visually interesting place. This is about as like generic fucking third-person shooter corridor fest you could ever wish for. Can we go this way?
I'm flying around in spirit form.
Yeah, in limbo. Virgil says it could be an effective intelligence gathering tool, but I
can't even attack, so there's no point in exploring.
How did you do it before?
It was triggered by extreme psychosomatic trauma. To nightmares.
Psychosomatic trauma?
It's in the past now.
Is that not imaginary trauma? Self-inflicted imaginary trauma? I wrote a screenplay once where one of the gags in it, because it was this kind of dark comedy, and it was some guy mentioning psychosomatic, and the guy next to him who wasn't quite as sharp, who went on a massive tirade about how much he hated the Jews because he thought he meant Semitic as opposed to somatic, because it's, you know, very similar. And my lecturer thought it was funny as shit. I didn't think it was that funny. I just, you know, why not? I just kind of dropped it in there. But if you're curious as to what the story was, it was about two night watchmen who are in a top secret government underground complex. They don't really know what it is, they don't really know what gets made there. All they know is that it's their job to sit in the CCTV room and monitor the cameras, and every so often do a patrol on their particular level, which is kind of like a deserted warehouse level for storage. And an experimental gas, a nerve agent, gets released into the building's air vent system, and it's hallucinogenic. So these two night watchmen have like the most terrifying night of their life as they start tripping balls in this rather claustrophobic environment.
Limbo, all you have to do is retrace your steps back to the mixing room.
Should be easy.
I had a lot of fun writing it. It was a fun one.
The demons may sense you once you're in limbo, so stay alert.
And once I've reached the mixing room,
you'll be able to descend deep down into the factory
and kill me a succubus.
But unfortunately, there is a conflict of interest when you're at uni. A lot of the times, you can't direct the things that you've written. So, all the stories that I wanted to cover were the ones that, you know, were in my head, the ones that existed and were born of my brain. And of course, a lot of the times we didn't end up picking them, even though I think they would have made for some really good projects. But then again, I don't think we got to make one of the things I wanted to make.
On the other side.
Because I was rather ambitious, and a lot of the teams that we were in had often opted for the easier choice, perceived easier choice, because let's be fair here, there's nothing simple about any kind of production. It's always more difficult than you ever imagine it to be.
Down here.
I like the reds and the greens on this. It's a really nice gradation.
It's a lot bigger here in limbo.
It's a nice colour palette.
Head back to the mixing room. I'll meet you there.
Obesity, stupidity, drink virility.
Well, it rhymes. Makes me laugh when people are like, there's no difference between 30 and 60 frames per second. Oh, you PC elitist assholes, this and that. Like, fuck off, dude. How can you say that? There's something wrong with your brain. This game is running so smooth right now. It feels great. And I'm the type of person, I'll take 720p me guys if it means I can get a solid high frame rate. Frame rate is everything, and the people who don't value it or don't understand it or can't see it, I just feel really bad for them because they're missing out on an extra dimension of awesome. Is this a fight? This is a fight. Shit. Oh, hello. I did the wrong thing then. I held a bumper instead of a trigger. But it was okay. No harm done. Like, there was a screenplay that was written by a pretty eccentric guy in our group. Ooh. And it was about a former radical commander guy or some kind of military dude who was in the IRA during all the troubles. And he was a little, shall we say, detached and unhinged, and he was just a fucking psychopath. And he snapped one day when he was with his girlfriend. And one of the introductory scenes was, you know, one of the most shocking scenes I think anybody wrote. And it involved slamming a baby into the ground. And I have no ill will towards babies. But the screenplay after that was really interesting, I felt. Because basically what happens is this guy ends up going on a bit of a tirade, on a frenzy. Because he's all kitted up and he's skilled. That's the problem. He's actually quite skilled, and I think like the local police and what have you can't do anything about it. So what ends up happening is, I think it was in a village that was close to like Hereford where the SAS is.
Could you point me to the mixing room?
Or something along those lines. So a bunch of retired like ex-SAS guys decide to do some, you know, neighborhood justice on this dude. And it involves them going into this like forest where he's hiding out and he's doing kind of guerrilla warfare tactics. And they hunt him, First Blood style. And I had so many ideas for this, like my mind was just racing with cool shit we could have done. I think if you hold that doesn't hurt you. And I was really up for it. But everybody else was just kind of seeing, you know, the logistics of it, because not only would we be working with older actors, because they were, you know, ex-retired soldiers, the characters, you can't have some young dudes playing that role, but there would have been a lot of stuff happening in forests, in awkward terrain, you know, tricky places to shoot, just tricky in general. And I was so up for the challenge because I had it in my head. I had exactly what I wanted to do. And unfortunately, it didn't turn out the way that I would have liked. But, you know, I'm proud of what we did. I need to be careful here because the fucking auto-lock is bumming me a little bit. Oh, that was some damage at least. How is these things still alive, man? This is really frustrating. My problem with using guns to keep combos going is the guns are really loud, and I do not like the sound. Well, that didn't work. What is he doing? Why does it go so high? I'm even locked on. I don't get that. Yeah, no style there, boys. I'm just trying to get rid of him because that guy is very close to killing me thanks to high damage. So that seems like it might be a bit of an increase because I don't think on Nephilim he does anywhere near that amount of damage to your character. I got an interesting message the other day on my Dante Must Die walkthrough for this, saying that, you know, you take so much damage when you get hit on this game, on the original version of this game, and I'm sorry boys, but you don't. You really don't. All that tells me is that person has never played one of the older games where, like, Nilo Angelo can kill you with 2 full life bars in 2 hits. If you get that sweet spot where he just crushes you, the dude can almost one-shot you. And that is considerably more damage than you'll ever take on Dante Must Die on the vanilla version of this game. And that's not me, you know, mocking this game in any way or saying that Devil May Cry 1 is a better game, although empirically I think it is. That is me just saying, yo, dudes, that is how it works. There is nothing on Devil May Cry DmC on Dante Must Die that one-shots you. There's nothing that does. However, I can almost guarantee there are instances in the very first game where that is the case. Like, sometimes when a shadow grabs you, you're dead. It's just, there's no, am I going to survive? You're dead. It's just how the game is. But it's still fair, and that's why I love it. But we can't upgrade because we're poverty-stricken. We are destitute in our ability to do cool things. Hopefully that will change soon as I start playing a little bit better and get a little bit more comfortable with what we're doing. And maybe it won't. Maybe this will just be a, this is how you don't play DmC. Who knows? But the script we ended up going with for that one, I can't remember if it was the ghost little girl one or the kind of antisocial dude who saw like the demon realm. But suffice to say, it wasn't what I wanted. Enemies only take damage from demon weapons. I can do that. Oh, I can't even use the pull me to them thing. That's kind of... Uh-oh. Pressing B again. The ultimate evasive button. B! Does that make sense, doesn't it? We are timed here as well, so... Uh-oh. Ow! I said ow and it didn't even hurt. I mean, obviously it never hurts, but you know, you get what I mean. Interesting. Can I go? Yes. It doesn't help me because their weapons recovery is too long. This is another one of them that kind of sucks because we've only got one demon weapon, so it's not like we can do much. We're gonna fail too. No! Ah, we failed, boys. We can do this. The good news is, I think it heals you too. That's nice. I think you can use those to blow stuff up. I think that might be a pretty good strategy here, seeing as how we don't have... Couldn't cancel out of that. Get him! I should really be pulling. I don't know why I'm running to them. It's just a lack of familiarity with the mechanics. Come on, son! There we go. So not a challenging one, just I'm not playing too great. I do like this room though, this is a cool room. This is the kind of room Dark Souls would put a boss in the size of a small skyscraper, so the camera has to struggle just to basically keep him on screen. Oh. Okay. So there was that. I think the frame rate is one of those things where, you know, if I could change the sensitivity to a speed more to my flavour, the frame rate would probably suffer Because one thing I'm noticing in a lot of games is when they restrict the sensitivity and they keep a high frame rate, they're probably language. Excuse me. They're probably, sorry, it's due to the fact that you can't spin the camera immediately behind your character and catch them rendering things in. Oh, what's happening here? And I did that the other day on Far Cry, which is a 30 frames per second game, and it struggled to keep it up there, because of course that is a massive commitment to asset generation on that game's part. Where I turned around a little bit too quickly, because my sensitivity's on max, and it's probably one of the highest sensitivities I've played on that I could actually play on. Ooh, there was a slight gradation of frame droppage. But I spun round and I watched a rock phase into existence. It was like all cross-hatched and weirdly shaded. It's pretty cool. And I don't mind those kind of things because I understand them. I turned the camera real fast and the game was trying to be clever and hide stuff so that it didn't have to generate too many assets, and boom, I ended up, you know, pulling away. Oh, wrong buttons again. Yeah. Talking and doing all these different systems, not as easy as I would like it to be. I want to go over there. Ah! At least it's fast. I think it's killing me though. I'm doing it again. I keep going the right way. Stop going the right way. Stop putting on that awful voice. Wasn't it above me? Yeah, I can't do that. So instead we'll go. That's not going to work. I was going all over the place just then. There we go. No, we're going to have to go higher. Oh, you probably come down for that one, it seems, maybe. I need to shave. My face is irritating me. Spiders. Ooh. That was weird, that, because the camera was not helping me at all just then. But this is one of those levels where you never really expect to find alt collectibles on your first time through, because it's just so goddamn maze-like and funky. Please don't be Eric's. It is as well, shit! Ah, that's frustrating. I don't know how I feel about... Oh, fuck. About that. Games taking life off you for bad jumping. On the one hand, I think you should be punished for bad jumping. But on the other hand, I think the whole taking life away can be a bit harsh sometimes. Of course, if I were to die, it will refill my life. It's not like it's going to indefinitely penalise me. I just think there's probably... Ooh, a better way of doing it. Nah, that's not going to work, and I could be dead here. Very close to it. I assume I need to throw the boomerangs at that. So I'll come back another time. Oh, hello. Very quiet here, there's no music, you notice that? It's very subtle, it's almost atmospheric. Understated. That's how I would describe it. Yeah, I was right then. I'd like to shoot the spiders, please. Fucking hell. Silly ass game. Wait, froze him. That's hilarious. I'm so dead, yeah. You can't cancel that move. Yes, 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 yes. Very nice. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm holding the wrong button there. Oh shit. Bye. So we've already explored that way, so we'll go this way. Through here is going to be a room where there's one of those spinny balls and a couple of enemies. It's one of the only instances where it turns up with enemies, this creature as well, unless they've changed some of the fights. It's this room here. Just one-shot it with a shotgun and then proceed to beat up the rest of the dudes. Oh, it's not even here, what the fuck? Tried to jump then. It did not work. Oh, he fucking hit me. What a douche. Shit, I was way too low then. I wish you could do more stuff with this weapon in the air. But you just kind of can. I think that's one of my main condemnations of that creature. It limits what you can do to it, and in a game where the fun of it is the fact you can do... Okay. Alright. It's interesting. I can't remember if it was that way before, but I think that's a little bit different. Either way, that was a fun fight. I finally got the style meter up to something that's half respectable, even if it wasn't kept there for very long. But we are getting a couple new moves. When we get the new weapons, getting your style up will be considerably easier. Because if you don't know much about styling on a game such as this, every time you do the same move, you drop style. And it looks like, from the way they've changed things, that you drop quite a lot of it, rather quickly too. Which, of course, if it's going to atrophy really fast, you're going to lose it by doing similar moves. So if you're going to jump cancel or you do anything along those lines, or if you're going to juggle between two moves to keep an enemy in the air like I did to that icy fella, you're going to lose combo big time because it's not rewarding that. Even though some jump cancelling in certain games is very tricky and hard to do, but the score system never really appreciates it. But in this game, jump cancelling is considerably easier to do when you've practiced with it. Anyway. How do you guys feel about the dodge on this game?
Dead end.
I like my Devil May Cry's where I have to jump. You'll
Where
notice
the hell is that mixing room?
I'm much more prone to jumping than I am to dodging, because that's the way you were taught how to fight on the original ones. Sure, you could do the roll, but it was very lock-on dependent, and that made it tricky. Have I gone backwards? I might have gone backwards. I have not gone backwards. Awesome. Slugs! All over the place. I could buy life. Whoa! That scared me for some strange reason. This is not a horror game. Shit. I still think you get iframes in that move. Okay. So we have a door, do we have a key? We do not have a key. That is unfortunate. That means we've missed a key. Which we know we've missed a key because the previous result screens have been telling us, yo dog, you've missed a key. Oh. See ya. No idea what that's from. Look at this. Shit's nasty. Ooh. What can we buy? We can actually buy something. Right, I don't want Angel Evade because I never use it. I don't really want those just yet. I mean, they're all useful. They're all very situational, though. We want Stinger. It's been too long without this. And then we can move on to Trillion Stabs, because that shit is beast. And then you can do it that way, or you can do the lock-on. Which, I might actually start using the lock-on a little bit more. Now we've got Stinger. Oh, this is that room. This is a tricky room on Dante Must Die. However, on Nephilim, even on Hardcore, I assume it's probably going to be very simple. 2 Tyrants, I believe. Yeah, that looks so nasty. It would have been worse if it had been the genitals that they were getting that from. That would have been way worse.
What in the shitting hell is going on here?
The mixing process. But it's the source we're interested in.
I'm guessing our succubus is on the other end of that.
Why would you just not slash the tits off of that? And then you wouldn't even have to fight the bitch. You've already ruptured her asshole, or whatever it is. A cervix.
Trouble.
A
Give me a
bladder.
minute.
I don't know what it is. It's nasty is what it is. That's another way of getting really easy style art. Get a few people caught in it. Shit. Shit, that dude's just like iframing or something. That was really strange. Here we go. Tyrants. This is the one I expected. Oh, this is way too loud, dude. I can't fucking see either. Yeah, that's still degrading even when I'm shooting them. Oh! Fuck off, dude. Look at that. That was massive damage as well. I don't actually know why I jump over that move. I should be doing this. It's just rust.
You've been eliminated.
See what I mean? Much more effective than what I was just doing. I could not tell you why. Oh, that's annoying. No, cannot do that. That was a real bad idea. I tried it anyway because I'm like that. I suppose it's good timing on my part, but the splash makes it almost unbeatable. Well, that was not good timing.
Congratulations. You win.
So it would have been nice if we could have kept that style on the tyrants and then cashed in on them, but it just wasn't the way it played out. What is that on the floor? It's like some weird particle system that's been reflected. Weird. Oh, there's some life. I do think these games are very fair when it comes to keeping you alive. Like, when you die on certain games, it's so easy to blame them for it. But then there are other games when there's so many options to keep you alive. Like, look at all that shit I could be using. You know, I could be finding all kinds of stuff to help my life get bigger and what have you.
You okay?
I'm choosing not to personally, just to make it a bit more interesting.
That was just a big fat joke. Come on.
But people are so quick to be like, oh, it's too hard, or it's this, or it's that. When really, it's just because they don't want to put effort in, I guess. And it does take time. You know, you can't delude yourself into thinking you're going to get good overnight unless you've got a really high aptitude towards doing that, which can be difficult. We got a C, finally. It wasn't a D. That's a D. It took way too long. Completion was pretty decent, times 5. And we did die, so it's going to drop us down. But concurrently, you know, we're getting a little bit better each time. I'm happy with that.